Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and in this morning's video we're talking about riding in the fog. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea and let us get into the video. So ladies and gents, how are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. I will apologise in advance that I am not able to talk at my usual tone, because thanks to this morning's fog, my visor is not working properly. Customary bridge. Anyway, as I was saying, thanks to the lovely fog that has descended on London this morning, riding with my visor down is not a good idea. That's primarily due to the fact that my pin lock has now decided to start failing on me, because it's been in my visor for just over a year now. And if you remember me saying a few months back that pin locks are only really meant to last about a year to 18 months before they fail completely, and I've had the pin lock in this helmet out of the visor and cleaned and washed 2 or 3 times over the course of the year, and it's done well. I can't deny it, it's done well. But today has just really summed up that the pin lock has indeed come to the end of its usable life, so I need to replace it. But as I say, I do apologise for the excess noise. I have no choice in the matter right now, thanks to the way this weather is turning. Trying to ride with my visor down in these kind of conditions isn't brilliant, I'll be honest. It actually feels really, really cold today, almost winterized. But anyway, into the fog, my dear friends. I mean, look at it. I mean, I don't know whether you guys can even see it on the camera very well, but it's not exactly pleasant. It's almost like I'm walking into, or riding should I say, into, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day when you used to be at school, you know, that really shitty grey tracing paper that you used to get in art class. It's like I'm riding through that. It's very, 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 very grey, very damp as well. It's like, you know, that horrible misty rain that you get just when you know the seasons are changing from summer to winter, and it's like, I don't like it. That's pretty much what we've got today. I mean, I'm still wearing my summer gloves, which I really shouldn't be doing, but you know, is what it is. If these get soaking wet, at least they'll dry out pretty quickly. And like I said in the previous video, I do have my Dainese D1 long gauntlet gloves. Whether I'll actually use them at any point this year is another matter, because they're just too nice a pair of gloves to ruin in these kind of conditions, which I don't mind ruining these because they only cost me 15 quid, so it doesn't matter. So when it comes to riding in foggy weather like we've got today, these are just a few tips that I employ when it comes to riding in these kind of conditions. First one being, you don't have to go stupidly fast. If you've got a decent exhaust on your bike, people will hear that before they see you anyway. Also another good, not necessarily feature, but another good tip that I can offer you lovely people is always ride with your headlights on. Headlights, fog lights, whatever you've got, try and make yourself as visible as possible, whether that be through the means of headlights, tail lights and whatever else. So I know you guys in America, you've got these weird side lights, like the indicators are permanently on, like they don't flash, they're static. So I don't quite know how that works over there for you guys, but you know, that's something that you guys do, so make sure you've got them on. Make sure you're as abundantly visible as possible, and like I said, if you've got a decent exhaust, that will always help. It will also help if your bike, especially, it doesn't sound like a fucking pea shooter, which is what the R125 behind me sounds like. At the end of the day, if you've got to ride somewhere, then you've got to ride somewhere. Normally, if I can avoid it, I won't be riding in these kind of conditions. Not because I'm scared of riding in them, it's more a case of I don't need to ride in them. Do you know what I mean? Because I've got other plans this evening, I've got no choice. And another downside to riding in these conditions is that with having a tinted visor that you can't see through when it's like this, I have to ride with my visor open, which is bad in 2 cases. One, it means I have to shout so you guys can hear me, and 2, this foggy rain burns the fuck out of my eyes. So as you can imagine, it fucking stings. I mean, look at over there. In a way, there's got some, and I can't remember what that is. I think that's just like a little park, but it's got a really, you know, gothic-y, eerie beauty to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I hate riding in the winter at the best of times, but riding in these kind of conditions, it's not so much me that I'm worried about, it's other people. Because, you know, blatantly, there's going to be some idiot driving around here without their lights on, and they'll be like, oh, I don't need to have my headlights on because it's daytime, so I'm being seen. No, you're not. If you drive a white or a light coloured vehicle in these kind of conditions and the fog starts to get heavier, and obviously that's only when that it gets heavier, people won't see you. They won't see your pathetic excuse for headlights, if you've got any. They won't see the shape of the vehicle. So, I mean, I'll give you an example. I was riding around the M25 many years ago, and the fog was a lot heavier than what this is, and I saw a vehicle coming up behind me in my mirrors, and obviously they were going way quicker than I was prepared to go, and I could only see one headlight. So I assumed that this vehicle behind me was a bike, because I couldn't see the shape of it because of how thick the fog was. So I'm sitting there, I move over from the fast lane to the middle lane to allow them to pass me, and as it gets closer and closer and closer, I can feel almost a vortex start developing next to me. So this wind was trying to draw me into the fast lane, which is not what I wanted to do. And as I looked to my right, it wasn't even a bike, it was a fucking lorry. And this fog was that thick, I didn't see this lorry till it was practically next to me. And, you know, if anyone's driven or ridden around the M25, you'll know just as well as I do that people don't go slow on that stretch of motorway. You know, that is like the ring road of central London. But anyway, so this lorry draws up behind me, gets alongside me, I feel the vortex start dragging me across into the fast lane. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like this. So I panic and I start riding faster than I really wanted to. It's like, now, I don't know if you guys saw that car pull out that side road just there. I didn't see that until it turns to show me the rear of it. I know that you guys probably can't see it anyway, but hold on. Hopefully you should be able to see a bit better now. And I do apologise because, again, you guys are experiencing what I'm experiencing. I'm trying to ride my visor up because I've got no choice. And the fog is basically fogging up my eyes and also probably fogging up the lens. But I will try and persevere. And like I said, I do apologise about the excessive noise. It's not ideal, I know. But at the end of the day, at least I'm getting the content out there. It's not my usual kind of thing to be riding my visor up, but at this stage of the game I have absolutely no choice. The fog seems to be getting heavier and heavier the closer I get to where I'm going, although ironically enough it's not actually sitting on the fairings, because if you guys remember, I did a review on the Volcanet wipes, and believe it or not, the rain is not actually sticking to the fairings. The only part of the bike that the rain is actually clinging to is the mirrors, oddly enough. I'm guessing because that's they're more of a matte plastic rather than a gloss, so I'm guessing that's probably why the rain is clinging to that rather than clinging to the gloss plastic. But either way, those Volcanet wipes are fucking brilliant. I thought that was a real person standing there. It's not, it's a painting on a wall. Fucking hell, look at this fog. My god. I do apologise about my fucking absolutely gimpy voice. I am still recovering from a sore throat and a chest infection, and yeah, trying to ride in these conditions isn't great for it, I must admit, but I do it for you guys. I am committed, or should I say I deserve to be committed. Fuck me, this fog, I've not seen fog this heavy for a couple of years. It's like, oh damn. But anyway, the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, with riding or even driving in these conditions, and I can't stress this enough, as I wipe the salt out of my eyes from where I've been crying and wipe the lens so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I cannot stress this enough, that in these kind of conditions, where it be, you know, cold and icy or wet or foggy like it is this morning, I cannot stress this enough, that you should drive or ride at your own limits. You know, don't over exceed yourself, don't drive or ride outside your comfort zone just because someone else is trying to egg you on to go faster than you should. I mean, this isn't as fast as I would normally go around these corners, but because I know where I'm going, I can do it. Admittedly, I can't see very well thanks to the fog, but again, like I've just said, do not ride or drive beyond your limits. Stick with what you know, drive or ride the way you want to drive or ride. Do not go beyond what you're comfortable with, because that's what's going to end up getting you into trouble. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you could do me a massive favour and smash that like button, it does help me with the YouTube algorithm. But for now, as always, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been fucking awesome. I have been Lee, saying look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the roads, be aware of COVID-19, be safe, be happy, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adios!